Hello class, Mr. Guarino here. In this video I'm going to illustrate how to add an emoji to your website. So here's my CodeHS website. If I click on video game design, you'll see I added these cool emojis because video game design is cool. But now I want to add one to my AP CSA course or page. And so how do we do that? Well, one of the resources I like best that I use all the time is this W3 Schools. So w3schools.com. And I'm just going to search for HTML for emoji, meaning I'm looking for the HTML code to put an emoji on my webpage. And let's see, got a bunch of different hits. I think I'll go with this one. Okay, using emojis in HTML. Emojis are characters from the UTF-8 character set. Emojis look like images or icons, but they are not. They are letters or characters from the UTF-8 Unicode character set. UTF-8 covers almost all the characters and symbols in the world. Okay, what's important about that, the reason why I'm telling you that is because when you style an emoji, you have to style it with text property things like font size if you want to make it bigger. To display an HTML page correctly, a web browser must know the character set being used. This is specified in the meta tag, meta character set UTF-8, but guess what? If you don't specify it, it defaults to that. So that kind of means it's just going to do it. So let's see. All you have to do to create an emoji is find out the code and put an ampersand and a hashtag in front of it, and then you get it. And what I like about w3schools.com, they almost always give you a button where you can try it. So here you go. So it opens a new tab. Here's the code. Here's the emoji. Right, there's our HTML, basically our skeleton, and all they did was add this in the head, which you don't actually have to do because if you don't, all the browsers default to that. They put this one H1, and then they put this paragraph, and they put the emoji there. What I found when I went to add one to my video game design page, I put it inside of an H1, and that caused a problem. So watch what happens when I run this now. It shows up, but it's bigger and it doesn't have the yellow because it's being styled as an H1, not just a plain paragraph, and so that throws it off. So let's go do it on my actual web page, but first let's go and say, okay, well, what emoji do I want to use there? Well, where does it say it? Somewhere over here. Oh, here. Here's a bunch of them. And then it says, if you want to see the full list, click this. So here's going to be a real long list of emojis. Ooh. And you know what? I found the one before, and I should have remembered where it was, so I wouldn't have to scroll around. So hang on, let me find it. Okay, so I found it. It's this one over here. So my decimal code is 9749. So that would mean to put this emoji on my website, if I go to CodeHS here, and I go to my CSA course, and I want to put it right here. Here are some examples. Some CodeHS projects for the AP CSA course. If you didn't know, AP Computer Science A is the course, an AP course where students learn programming using the Java programming language. And so I thought putting a little coffee cup here would be interesting. So what was that number again? 9749. So all I have to do is put ampersand, hashtag 9749, semicolon, and I want it on both sides. So I'm going to put ampersand, hashtag 9749, semicolon. Now if I save this, and then I go look at this, if I click on CSA, you'll see there's my emojis. But as I said before, I didn't get the color because it's inside of an H2, but I want it on the H2. So then you might think, well, gee, put it on that line, but put it after the H2 tag. Kind of makes sense. So I'm cutting and pasting. And now save it and go back and just refresh this page. And it works. There's the coffee cup, but it's not next to it. I want it next to it. So the way I accomplish that, and there's many ways, I was looking on the internet, different ways to do that, but the way I did it on my video game design one is I created a span. And rather than have an H2, I made it a paragraph. But inside this paragraph, I'm styling a span called class emoji H2. And so if I go to my style file and I look at this emoji H2, I have the same styling that I'm using on my H2s. My H2s have a font that's bold, 24 pixels, and a font of Tahoma. So my emoji H2, I just copy and pasted it. So now inside a paragraph, I can get my text to look the same as a heading by applying this class to a span. And we learned about spans, so that's just styling like just a part of a paragraph, you know, like one word in a paragraph or a phrase in a paragraph instead of the whole paragraph. So let's go back here and see, what did I do? So I put span class emoji in front of that, and I also had a paragraph instead of an H2, and then just close off the span and then put the emoji. So in fact, let me just copy this, Control C, and go to CSA, and here put in that span. Remember though, this is not an H2 anymore, it's going to be a P tag. So a plain old paragraph without any special CSS on it so that it doesn't mess up the emoji. So here are some blah blah blah. Of course, it's not a closing H2, it's a closing P. And of course I want to close my span. And then of course I want to put the emoji back inside. So after the span, but before the closing P tag. So it's on the same line, but doesn't get that special styling for the text here. So let me save that and go back here and refresh this page. And there we go. So now I have both my emojis at the beginning and end of the line, not underneath, but also with the proper coloring, not just the black outline. Okay, so that's how you put an emoji on your website and make it look good if you want it on the end of a line. If you just want it in the middle of nowhere, then I guess you don't have to worry about all that span stuff. But that's how you get an emoji and also get it on the same line. A little bit extra there. Thank you.